All right, I'm going to do a quick little lesson how to do conversions. So we are going to take a look at, let's pick out a number here. How about if I do 3.0 times 10 to the 8th, and we'll say that the units are going to be meters per second. And that's a pretty fast speed. It's 300 million meters per second, and that happens to be the speed of light, which is a speed that no physical object can actually reach, but only light can. So with that, let's look at this. We have, within the units, we have some sort of division. And what we'd like to do to structure that is, rather than having meters per second set up in this way, let's change that a little bit. So that way we put its meters divided by 1 second. And that's effectively the same thing. So it's 3.0 times 10 to the 8th meters for every second. And we're going to convert this into something that is more meaningful to use, so that we understand what this number really is. So we want to convert it to a number that is, let's say, miles per hour. And so to do that, let's start off by putting some parentheses around this. That way you understand a little bit better as to what's really happening. We are going to multiply this by something. And let's say, for example, I were to multiply it by x divided by x. Whatever x is quite irrelevant, but since the numerator and denominator are the same value, then this is effectively 1. And if we multiply anything by 1, we aren't really changing the value of what it is. And that is essentially what we're going to be doing. We're going to be multiplying this by things that are the same thing as 1. So the numerator and denominator are effectively the same. And so I'm going to set up some parentheses here, and this should look exactly like chemistry, just the parentheses are different, but it's really the same otherwise, anything you've done in chemistry. So we want to change it to miles per hour is what we would like to change it to. So let's look at the meters first. Since we have meters in the top right here, we're going to put meters in the bottom here, and we're going to have miles in the top. Well, how many meters are in a mile? Well, we have 1,609 meters in 1 mile. That's not something you typically need to have memorized necessarily, but I would suggest it. It gets used at least often enough. And so the meters will be canceled out, and we're going to be left with miles. Now we have seconds. We want to turn those seconds into hours. So since we have seconds on the bottom here, we're going to put seconds on the top over here. And we have, we're going to go from seconds to hours. And so in 1 hour, we have 3,600 seconds. Close my parentheses. And I'm actually done with all of my conversions, because my seconds will in fact cancel out. So I now have miles, and I have hours. I have the units that I want. The numbers will go into my calculator. The units are left behind, so I can just go ahead and put in miles per hour. Those will be my units. And we can go ahead and do the math on that. All right, so I'll just go ahead and copy the number I have on my calculator here over directly. I have 67122 4363. All right, so let me just, so that we can see what the number really is. We have, 671,224,363. But we really only have 2 significant figures, because when I look up here at this number, this right here, those are 2 significant figures. And here I have essentially 4. Here I have, this is actually, I don't need to worry about the significant figures here, because by definition 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. That is defined that way. There's no one ever actually had to get out a ruler and measure that or anything like that. So I'm looking at 2 sig figs, so it would be the same thing as 6.7 times 10 to the 8th, and that's going to be miles per hour. And so that is our conversion from meters per second to miles per hour. So if you tackle any sort of conversion in this way, where you know that one thing is equal to another, you can structure it They're trying to cancel out your units. So you have one on the top, one on the bottom. They will cancel. Work your way through, keep track of your units, and just work your way through until you get to the final unit that you want. Okay, hopefully that is what you needed to see, and you have a good one.